Where is the next rap superstar by Speak Easy Khan? Let's see what he talking
We are in a
about.
very odd space
I don't know. I just wasn't expecting him to be standing there like that.
right now in music.
Nigga got me feeling like awkward, bro.
Because the people that I grew up listening to are still around, and
Facts.
not just in that special modern day legend tier that artists tend to fall into after their initial run of fame and acclaim. A lot of these artists from previous generations are still the faces of their respective genres
Facts.
a decade later, and even some of them about 2 decades later. And as impressive as this is on
Kanye being a face of hip hop in the big 2025, bro. I don't know about all that, my nigga.
one hand, it's also disappointing on the other hand, because while I do love my generation and the songs that have been the soundtrack to my life, I'm ready for whoever's going to be the next Kanye
Facts.
or the next Kendrick or the next Rihanna, because
But the thing is about this, I don't like when people say, yeah, who's the next insert artist here? Because it's like, you gotta make your own name. Like, people was saying like Kendrick, J. Cole probably was like the next Pac, the next Nas and shit, but like that shit kind of ruins the point of their artistry. Like, your artistry is to express yourself, not express who Pac was or who Nas was. You feel me? But I get what he's saying, like who's gonna be the next one coming up. Like, who's the next Drake kind of make more sense in a way, because that's less about how the music sounds and just about numbers and shit. But regardless, I just feel like that's a flawed way to look at things.
we all know she's not coming back outside. I'm ready for this current generation to have their own definitive superstars be
Facts.
the soundtrack to their lives, but the rise of new superstars within music seems to be pretty non-existent across the genres for the most part. Or at the very least, it seems to be taking a lot longer than usual. And
Yeah.
before going any further, let's just make sure that we're on the same page as it pertains to the definition of what a superstar is. A superstar historically is not just someone who makes great music, they're cultural icons who transcend their genres and influence the broader culture. So think of obvious examples like
I think Cardi low-key a superstar, bro. Once he put it that way, bro. That nigga Cardi got like the biggest influence in his generation. He had the fucking kids in a fucking chokehold. That's all you basically need, bro.
a Michael Jackson, Madonna, or Beyonce. And one of the major factors that I believe is responsible for slowing down this process is new technology overtaking the old outlets. In the past, radio, print media, and television were the primary tools that helped the gatekeepers have the final say in what the public narrative would be. But today, social media platforms have shifted the power of influence in the music industry to the people. And this means that artists can now build their careers independently without having to metaphorically or factually kiss the ring. TikTok, for example, has launched numerous viral hits and helped artists gain fast track
Hey,
success.
shout out Chase
Whether it's been
Nicole.
artists that have been around for a while or artists that are not so subtle industry plants. But at the same time, TikTok has also created a very fast-moving and fast-changing musical landscape. It's here where trends come and go in the blink of an eye, making it hard for any single artist to maintain long-term relevance. And one of the biggest defects of this is that once the major labels get a hold of these artists, they just throw them onto the Rolling Loud stage to perform their one poppin' song.
Yo,
and be like,
that shit is so annoying, bruh. Like, there's no way y'all inviting Leangelo Ball to perform at Rolling Loud, bruh. Like, y'all just dick sucking, bro. This nigga got one song, literally, bro. And I heard they even invited Max, Black Boy Max, to perform, and he denied this shit. But it's like, damn, bro, can the niggas at least get a career? Like, that's low key a punch in the face to actual artists that's actually like grinding and, you know, trying to make it happen. One nigga get a hit song from a meme and then has some TikTok ladies dancing to it and shit. Now all of a sudden they on the fucking Rolling Loud stage, bruh. That shit crazy. And the crazy thing about it, they be at Rolling Loud performing in front of like 14 people because people don't really know their music like that and don't even care to go there. That's the crazy thing about it, bro. And it's like, do y'all even benefit from having them there, or do y'all just want them because they're the trending topic? Like, come on.
like, okay, good luck out there. Do your twerking thingamajig or whatever it is you fucking do. It kind of reminds me of the old.
I wasn't talking about Ice Spice though. Ice Spice got it. She got like, not saying I'm bumping Ice Spice, but like she got hella hits though. Like for somebody with that little bit of a discography, Like she got a lot of hits for that amount.
School Jamaican way of teaching your kids how to swim. You just toss some little niggas in the deep end and just tell them swim.
Hey yo,
that's it. Just take a child. Who doesn't
nah,
know
that
how to
is
swim
true.
Swim now, swim for your life now. And if he succeeds, then great. He knows how to swim
not. Yo, that was crazy. But not saying that. Yeah, that's how you learn how to swim. But that the fucking comparison is true. Like you throwing them out on a big stage and just expecting them to like thrive, and it's like it's not gonna work that way. Like they gotta work their way up to that shit. Bro, why my camera keep trying? All right, there you go.
Swim for your life now. And if he succeeds, then great. He knows how to swim now. But if he keeps flailing around the place and ultimately starts to drown because, the nigga doesn't know how to swim, they'll get mad at him for not knowing how to swim. And it's like, gangsta, you just low-key set me up for failure. You see, before social media, artists had to initially go through the development stages where they would typically be discovered by a major label A&R scout as a talented but relatively unknown prospect who then has to go learn how to be an artist. You gotta learn how to make a song. You gotta learn how to make a hit. You gotta learn how to actually perform and develop your stage abilities, starting off at small venues for maybe a crowd of 10 people if you're lucky, to gradually 50 to 100. Hey. And then eventually you work your way up to a spot that has some name value like the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. Right. And then congratulations, because if you made it through all of that, then you finally get booked at Madison Square Garden and get to experience the unofficial hazing act known as being the tour opener for a big act. Oh wait, you thought you were getting your own tour? Nah.
Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids.
Oh, I'm stuck.
And I call it hazing because it low-key is. There are countless examples of people treating opening acts like complete dog shit, or just standing in the crowd.
I do remember that shit. When Rico was opening up for Cardi. I feel like that's a dope-ass opener, though. Like, they both share some very, very hype energy. Like, for example, I seen both of them performing together. It wasn't on that tour, but, like, it was during that time, and he came to Towson University in Maryland, and like honestly, I was DMing fucking students I didn't know trying to buy some tickets and shit. Well, it wasn't like that. Them students was posting that they were selling their tickets and shit, and I was gonna show up because I was a big Cardi fan. Like niggas couldn't tell me shit. I was going, but Rico. Amazing energy. Every time I get a chance to see her, rather if it's at a festival or just her opening up for one of my favorite artists, it's always an amazing show every time. Like her energy is insane. And I feel like her performing before Cardi is perfect. Like y'all complaining about that shit for what? Cause she a woman? Because that's literally the only reason.
There are countless examples of people treating opening acts like complete dog shit, or just standing in the crowd like stat.
Like, hold on, bro. Let's go back. My bad, I keep pausing it, but like, let's go back to that headline. What are y'all booing her for, bro? What are y'all booing her for? She's an amazing performer. It's literally because I can't draw any line besides y'all just misogynistic and she's a woman. That's the only line I could draw, bro. Rico Nasty took to social media to call out Cardi fans who were booing her during her opening performance at her King Vamp tour. Oh yeah, it was the King Vamp tour. I'm thinking it was the tour for Dalit.
Putting acts like complete dog shit, or just standing in the crowd like statues, giving the up-and-coming artist no emotion because that crowd isn't there to see you. Being the opening act can be one of the most nerve-wracking experiences for anyone regardless of talent and ability. The Weeknd himself even recalled moments early in his career where he would get drunk and inebriated to calm his nerves when he was opening up for Drake and even performing at his own concerts. And he's one of the biggest and best artists alive. But in opening up for another act, you learn how to either sway an audience of people who probably don't know you to be like, oh wow, you know what? This guy's actually pretty good. I'm gonna listen to his mixtape or his EP when I get back home.
Facts. I definitely did that. Like, one of my first concerts, it was like the Dreamville crew, not J. Cole, but like I think Ari Lennox was there. Yeah, Ari Lennox, Kaz, and Boss was there. Earth Gang wasn't part of Dreamville at all, but they opened up for them, and I was like, wait, I like these niggas. They got some dope energy. Their stage presence is very nice. Like things like that don't go unnoticed. You feel me?
Or you end up being another has-been that fell flat on your face, soon to be a celebrity guest on insert generic hip-hop reality show.
Hey,
remember what I told you when your shit flop. In 5 years, you gonna be on Love and Hip Hop.
And these are just the typical steps you had to go through just to get your own tour. I didn't even mention the other aspects of being an artist, let alone a superstar level artist. Like the tediousness of trying to create a hit song or make your first album, or just how predatory record label contracts really are and how the expenses add up over time and keep you in this never-ending rabbit hole until the label decides you're no.
And that's another thing, bro. People don't take their first album seriously, bro. But I also think the reason behind that is because the gap between a mixtape and an album has been closed. Why the fuck am I so bright, bruh? Nigga, I was glowing like a motherfucker. But yeah, the gap between a mixtape and an album has been closed. It's like the projects are going to the same place, so niggas don't know the difference. And you know, an artist gotta drop some type of music. So you can just drop music on YouTube with your music videos and shit, but who's gonna find that? Or like SoundCloud, but like I said, who's gonna find that? So people just throw it on DSPs the same place they throw their albums out. Like for example, Doechii. I can't even come at Doechii because she doing it the right way. But like Doechii dropped Alligator Bites Never Heals, one of my favorite projects last year. But apparently that shit was a mixtape. Do it seem like a mixtape? Hell no. But I feel like niggas jump into creating that first album, not even trying to make sure like, oh yeah, nah, my first album had to be like this. I want it to be like, they don't construct it well. They just say, hey, here's music and here you go. And albums was never supposed to be like that, bruh. Ever. I mean, some people took it as that, but I feel like that sets apart like rappers versus real rap artists. You feel me? Let me darken this shit real quick.
Drops your contract. But it's this process that allows you to gain an audience that will actually leave their house and pay their hard-earned money to come see you and plan their entire day, their entire weekend around coming to watch you perform. This is arguably the most difficult aspect of becoming a superstar or just a relatively successful artist in general, because if you're seen as priority at a major label, the numbers can...
Hold on, bro. My bad. Why the fuck is not doing it no more? Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second, bro. Let me check on this camera. Fuck is you doing, nigga? Oh, shit, I started a video. I didn't even know that. Alright, let's see. How we looking, bro? How's we looking? Well, I feel like this is where I was before I touched anything, bro. Okay, that should be good. That should be good enough for me. Move this over here real quick. Damn, not in the screen though. Hold on. Alright, that should be good.
And more importantly, will be inflated. The machines, the superstar, or around coming to watch you perform. This is arguably the most difficult aspect of becoming a superstar or just a relatively successful artist in general, because if you're seen as priority at a major label, the numbers can, and more importantly, will be inflated. The machines with enough in the budget will make sure you go #1 on the Billboard charts in whatever dead week that Taylor Swift isn't dropping. But the ticket sales and crowd turnout can't be faked. Most of the superstars had to go through this stage, and they came out of it on the other side as great and fully fleshed out artists that are now some of the best performers alive, and more importantly, could now be trusted to be the headliner for their own tours. There does, however, seem to be some light at the end of the tunnel, at least in the pop category, with people like Sabrina Carpenter, who outsold the Billboard Bundle Bandit himself, Travis Q. Scott, with her newest album, Short and Sweet, debuting at #1 and selling over 300,000 copies in her first week. And while I still maintain that sales are not the end-all be-all to judging the quality of music, it is a pretty good indication of how much attention you command from the general public.
Yeah.
And while I am a rap lover and Travis Scott fan, I was happy to see this because I've been dying for a new pop princess to be the go-to girl for the happy bops that actually sound like pop songs and not just trap songs that inexplicably get put into the pop categories just because it's a white girl doing it. I'm looking at you, Ariana. I mean, don't get it f***ed up.
Trap songs? I mean, I wouldn't know, but really?
I do love Seven Rings amongst her many other hits, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just ready for rap to go back to being rap and pop being pop, and
I feel you.
Maybe some more rock bands and less Ians running around the place. Just some food for thought. But when it comes to the rap genre,
low key, I feel like people need to start, not people, but I feel like the music industry needs to separate rap and like I don't want to really say trap like in the whole, like as a whole, like certain trap artists are cool, but like when it comes to like the new generation, I feel like they should be separate. Like they don't really make rap music. Like I can't really explain what I'm trying to say, but it literally sounds like they just go there and try to be rock stars. They don't even try to be rappers no more.
It's a struggle to find even one clear contender, and there were a few names that people swore up and down would be the one, and I actually have some contenders in mind, but the main choice for everyone seems to be, or I guess maybe was, Lil Baby.
The fraud check of Lil Baby is crazy. Hey yo, I do remember people saying like, oh yeah, he's gonna be. But me personally, I never thought of him being like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. Like, I don't think he ever had the ability to like. He had the ability to really run this shit, but only in his lane. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like Kendrick, Drake, and Cole, they covered the whole entire genre, bro. I don't think Lil Baby was doing that.
People were ready to crown him as the leader of the new school after his successful run of projects and features from 2018 to 2020. But personally,
Thank you. Okay.
He was not that far off from being as one note as the Baby. But the audience caught up to this realization.
Nah, that is crazy though, cause like that sound like a diss, but that's low key facts, bruh. That nigga was going head to head with the Baby, bruh. Like it was at one point in time niggas was arguing who's better, Lil Baby or the Baby. And it was at a time the Baby was low key the correct answer.
And after his album, It's Only Me.
Not correct, but like
filled with the same vapid and lifeless trap beats and content about BBL hoes and shopping sprees and AP watches and whatever insert rap braggadocio that these niggas all say. And let me be very clear.
Yeah, and it's like there's no versatility with it. Like, of course, I feel like a lot of people stretch the definition of versatility out like, oh my gosh, Lil Baby is so versatile. This song sounds different from this. But like, it's like, that's not being versatile. That's literally what an artist's supposed to do. Do you expect them to go in the booth and make the same song 100 times? No. But when it comes to versatility, I look at artists like Tyler, the Creator, as versatile. Like, he can make literally any song he wants to. I don't feel like Lil Baby can. You feel me?
I'm not one of those people that just thinks that backpack rap and conscious rap is the only style of rap that should be made.
Me
because,
either.
Respectfully, I don't want to hear fucking Auntie Diaries at the barbecue. And I'm sure Kendrick wouldn't want to either. And I'm damn sure not trying to hear no fucking bars about police brutality on a fucking R&B song. I still can't forgive J. Cole for ruining Come Through and Chill. Like,
I knew he was about to say Come Through and
being in
Chill.
bed with your girl, trying to set the mood, and this beige cinnamon is over here talking about police killings. Like gangster, please read the fucking room.
That's weird, right? Don't be weird.
And now I feel weird. As a matter of fact,
Nigga said, like Kaepernick kneeling.
let's keep J. Cole far the fuck away from all R&B tracks and love songs because he is a
You going too far, bro. You going too far, bro. Don't get it. Like, you pointed out the Miguel song that happened then, but J. Cole and Miguel have bangers together. Every single Miguel and J. Cole song hit. Even that one. Even when he's saying that shit. We need more J. Cole and Miguel, actually. Don't get it twisted, my nigga.
bad track record the more I think about it. Like, the fuck is this shit?
Grippy, I call her that cause
This ain't even R&B, bro. Give him a break.
it's grippy. She thinking that if she a hippie, and she thinking the
Low key, this shit overhated too, bro.
gon' lick me.
Dick so big it's like a foot is in your mouth.
Tell about.
Yeah, I don't got no excuse, bro. I don't got no
That
excuse.
nigga Cole, man. So big it's like a foot is in your mouth. God, this nigga was Oh shit, I don't even know. What? All right, let me not get too off.
That shit
off
was
topic,
crazy,
please.
bro. I'm
Because
not even
not for
gonna lie.
nothing, I actually love what I would call talk my music. And
Yeah.
recently, I've really grown to love and appreciate Future's music a lot more after this past year. And nobody would ever put him in the conscious category. And for those of you who would say that Future makes the same kind of content that Lil Baby does, well,
Yeah.
you'd be right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even argue with you, honestly. But there are some glaring differences. One of those being that Future's ear for production is a lot better than Lil Baby's.
Definitely.
Future has a much better understanding of what it means to express the appropriate vocal delivery to convey the emotions that he's experiencing on a track. And his production choices only helps to enhance the listener's experience. And honestly, hot take, I don't really think he's that toxic, to be honest. Like yeah, obviously he does and says some toxic shit. He engages in some of that stereotypically toxic shit. But I don't know, I guess the motivation behind it, at least
I Show Speed just followed me. It's like, nah, what's good, bro? What's good? What's good? Thank you. I Show Speed online.
from my interpretation, is more like a misguided lover boy who can't seem to make these dynamics with women work out in the end. Whether it's because misguided lover boy who can't seem to make these dynamics with women work out in the end. Whether it's
I do feel like the toxic trait of Future is overrated, but the nigga's still toxic though. I wouldn't say he not that toxic, but it is overrated. Like, yo, a lot of people be looking at what Future does and like be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be like this in my life. Like, yeah, fuck these hoes and just misogynistic shit. But like, Future actually loves fucking women. Like, not fucking woman, but like he actually loves women. You feel me? Like, a lot of people try to fake act like Future and act like they hate women but love pussy. But no, Future, excuse me, is plenty of songs out there when Future was in love and shit.
because of his own self-destructive tendencies or another factor that eventually causes the severance of the relationship. And
Right.
furthermore, Future's R&B is to be respected to the highest order because only he could make that love song with Rihanna, and the same goes for Solo and more
Solo, my
importantly,
shit.
Codeine Crazy. The
course.
best modern day blues track of the last 20 years. And yes, it is a blues track. Go back and listen to it because he was going through it for real. Those are some overlooked aspects of being an artist and why Future is a lot more substantive than people would think.
Me and my son, like, we Future fanatics, man, and we sit and we listen to it, and I said, man, Future makes the most negative inspirational music ever. The shit he talking about could kill a man, like, in a week. But at the same time, if you saying, I'm flying first class flights on these pussy niggas, it's like, that's a celebration.
Yeah.
You know, we made our own money. You know, now everybody discusses, you know, the trap genre and, you know, that whole genre of rap, and they try to discredit it or, you know, make it bigger than what it is. And I listen to a lot of the artists, and one thing I can say is Future has a certain pain behind what he's doing. And
Facts.
you can call it soul, you can call it whatever, but to me, it comes off as pain. That's where it comes straight off as pain, and now I'm gonna let y'all watch me balance the pain.
Apologies for the Future tangent. Back to Lil Baby. And when you consider the audience's reaction to his one-note flows and superficial
It's not how Lil Baby trying to use Thug to revive his career. That is low-key facts, though. Lil Baby, after making the same song again and again.
rap content, it's no wonder why his arena tour sales weren't moving numbers like his first week sales and media hype would suggest. And honestly, I'm glad he wasn't the one, because
Yeah, me
I need
too.
my rap leader or leaders to honestly be more than just raw talent. Because objectively, Lil Baby is immensely talented. I don't want that to get lost in translation, but that's all
Yeah, he's
I
pretty
hear
talented.
whenever I've heard him rap. An impressive talent with limited skills. I didn't hear anyone who loved this rap. I didn't hear
Yeah, bruh. Yeah, I want... Like, Tyler, the Creator, for example, he loves making music, bro. Like, he loves it enough to where he can study it. He can make new shit. Like, even Kendrick Lamar, or like Doechii fucking loves music, bro. Like, these names I'm saying are people that studies it, makes it, like, out of passion, you feel me? And try to just create new sounds, new beginnings with their, with their music. And that's why them artists stand out for me.
Person who was doing it for the sake of art or real hunger or passion. And after learning that he only started rapping because Young Thug wanted to keep him out the streets and paid him to be in the studio, it all made sense from that point. In a lot of ways, this might be the Ben Simmons of rap.
What the hell are you talking about?
Ben Simmons is crazy. Damn. Yo! Wait, he cooked though! He cooked! Nah. If y'all ain't hip to the NBA, Ben Simmons was that nigga that everybody was like, yo, when that nigga get his jump shot right, he gonna be the best nigga in the league. Just how everybody was hyping Lil Baby up, like, bro, in a few years, bruh, he gonna be that nigga, bruh. And then them few years came, nigga, Ben Simmons still can't shoot, bruh. Nigga, Ben Simmons actually way worse than he actually was, bruh. Like, that nigga Buns, bruh. That nigga don't even start anymore. And he don't got no superstar on his team, bruh. Let that shit sink in. Oh my gosh. Like, bro, niggas be out here saying Gunna better than Lil Baby, bruh. I always agree with that. But like, you feel me? Like, damn, bruh. I ain't know this much people would be in agreement with me.
Who you talking to?
And apologies to anyone who isn't a big basketball fan or hip to the Benjamin Simmons story in the NBA. I'll do my best to summarize along the way. You see, both men were considered generational talents early on by the media and the general audience, and received cosigns from established figures in their fields, and carried a lot of hype that they did back up at first, but did have some limits to their styles that were noticeable from day one if you were really paying.
This nigga never made... Yo, this shit could not be real, bruh. Is this AI, bruh? Did he just make a game-winning three-pointer?
At first, but did have some limits to their styles that were noticeable from day one.
Oh, that's not a game. This is second quarter. But still, nigga, this shit gotta be AI, bruh. Ain't no way this shit happened.
If you were really paying attention. But those deficiencies were overlooked and forgiven because people said it was early in their careers and there would be enough time for them to grow and develop. And people trusted that with all that natural talent and ability, that there would be no way that those flaws wouldn't get cleaned up and fixed in time. But fast forward to the current day, and it seems as though both men have failed to live up to the standards that were set out for them. And on the surface...
Yo, this play was literally the downfall of his whole career, bruh. Yo, why I never peeped that shit? Nah, that's literally when he started being ass, bruh. Nigga was cool, like, in this era.
Seems as
but
though
as soon as
both men have failed.
Look how open he is, bruh. The hoop is right here. Hold on, let me let y'all see some more. The hoop is literally right here. Small ass Trey Young come right here. He could have easily made that shot, but he ended up passing it out. And this is a clutch play, but like, this is like a win or go home game or some shit like that.
To live up to the standards that
look at his little ass was not going to stop you from making that shit.
Set out for them, and on the surface,
and then now you got two people attacking them.
Don't seem to care. They collected their bag and went home, which just goes to show that potential is truly wasted on those who find solace in complacency. And honestly, while there has been a significant drop off in the hype that Lil Baby once garnered, at the risk of contradicting myself, I'm hoping that he isn't totally dead in the water, because he does seem to be trying as of late to get some shit off the ground, and I don't like seeing people squander their potential, but he's long overdue for releasing a great body of work that not only shows focus, but more depth. And based off of songs like The Bigger Picture, he has shown that he's more than capable of doing so. So a comeback may not be completely off.
People love bringing that song out. Like, is that the only song he got that's like different? Like, if
he still wants that top
but
spot.
Still W
the
song
key
though.
Being if he wants it, because I can say all this about him, but at the end of the day, this is an observation from the outside looking in, and I could be wrong, but one thing that I am certain about is that his next album needs to show growth and involvement, or the train will have officially left the station. But something that's low-key missing, that's necessary for the next rap leader of the new school, is to have that weirdo factor.
We need more weirdos, cause like, okay, let me let him cook.
To put it simply, we need more weirdos. And just to make it crystal clear, I'm not talking about the Ian Connor, ASAP Bari type of weirdo behavior, or even Jupac and his weirdo proximity to young girls, or even post 2018 Kanye West weirdo behavior. When I say weirdo, I just mean different, but in a good way. Because when you look at the evolvement of hip hop throughout the years, it's the weirdos who have been pivotal in furthering the genre, expanding the limits of what rappers were allowed to say,
This beat
do,
is
and
nice.
feel. From the fashion choices to the production styles to the usage of different voice tones and expressions, it can all be traced back to these folks. And this would be artists like 2000's Kanye West or Pharrell, Andre 3000, Kendrick Lamar, and Tyler the Creator. Those types.
No,
the
Wayne?
creative weirdos. These are the innovative.
Well, Wayne ain't a weirdo, but like his influence is like, you feel me?
Lamar and Tyler the Creator. Those types.
Yeah,
the
this
creative
fact.
weirdos. These are the innovators and the visionaries who make hip hop more than just a genre. They make it an evolving art form. And in a world where mainstream media often seeks to blend everything in as one, these artists remind us that individuality and creativity are invaluable. They're the ones who push hip hop into new territories, the ones who make us think, laugh, and sometimes even cry. And there are two people specifically that pique my interest as they display a lot of the same qualities.
Shout out my nigga Dolce though. And I think he showed Cardi. I said that earlier too.
Hope and expect to find a rap superstar, and I might get killed for it, at least one of them. But
okay, yeah, he definitely talking about Cardi and Dolce, bro. Because the Cardi the one he gonna get killed for, and Dolce gonna be the one that people respect.
Oh, please, just save all the hate for later.
I feel you, my nigga. You right. You definitely right.
Playboy Cardi. Now, Cardi isn't the most lyrical guy out there, but
Not at
hip-hop's
all.
evolvement from the previous generation has shown us that lyricality is no longer the biggest requirement for a rapper to find success. But aside from that, he essentially checks off every other mark that would fit a budding superstar.
Fact.
He has the dedicated fan base. He also has a powerful and influential presence in the culture.
Fact.
And he has a unique musical style that has already caused a domino effect where many other mainstream artists are now trying to incorporate his sound with their own. And this comes from that weirdo factor that
Where I compare Cardi to Madonna, I don't really know much about Madonna like that to even make that comparison, if I'm being fair and honest. But shit, if Madonna was, I know, like, yeah, she was hella influential, so like in that case, hell yeah.
I mentioned earlier. This one, along with his influential abilities, are the two main factors that I would say make him arguably the frontrunner. Cardi's emphasis on expressing his art in a different manner is something that he does on purpose, whether it's because he's a bit of.
But the thing is, back in the 2010s, like the big three was Drake, Kendrick, and Cole, but Future and Thug also had the main influence though. So it's like them two wasn't part of the big three. Like their influence was higher than anybody you could name in the big three. Like everybody you hear today in the trap scene, even Cardi, is like following the blueprint of them two. Not saying only them two, but like them two are predominantly a factor in like a lot of these trap artists.
If contrarian at heart or just believes.
And it's like sometimes the influence, like in that case, the influence didn't bring them. It brought them respect, but to a degree. Like they didn't get the big three respect, but they got respect in their lane. You feel me? And that might just be what it is for Cardi. But also at the same time, we talk about superstars and not the big three. So yeah, Cardi will be considered a superstar.
And not following trends because he's naturally not drawn to what's popular and trendy. And it's this uniqueness that separates him from his contemporaries. The artists who tend to leave a lasting mark on the culture are usually those who aren't afraid to evolve and take risks, because the same old can work, but it can only work for so long, because people aren't going to favor seeing something over and over again when they know what the ending is going to be. But the thing that I personally love most about Cardi is just how his sound is built on a minimalist foundation. People typically reject this idea of Cardi's music altogether because it's a style of hip hop that doesn't have a lot of the quintessential traits of a classic MC.
Right.
But
he ain't no damn MC. That's the reason, bruh. That's another nigga that I was talking about when I said like these dudes want to be rock stars. That's exactly what Cardi is. But I fuck with Cardi though. You feel me?
Kind of the point.
Yo, this is exactly what I mean.
Woke
up to niggas. Oh, what you say? Woke up to niggas walking like
traits of a classic MC.
Like,
but
this nigga got them Ramones on all the way back in his Magnolia music video, bruh. what's that, 2017? About 5 years later, the whole world rocking these bitches. I ain't saying this because of him, but low key, like, he got something to do with it.
Kind of the point. Because part of what makes hip hop so great is seeing how it grows and how the younger generation can potentially take it to another level.
Exactly.
If not for that, we'd all still be rapping on some boom bap.
Not as raw as I was. Walk on water sucks. Suck my Y'all saw the track list and had a fit before you heard it, so you formed your verdict. Scooby-Doo while you sat with your arms crossed, did your little reaction videos and talked over your songs. Chill! Nah, dog, y'all saying I lost it. Your fucking marbles are gone. Scooby-Doo! I kicked my mom.
What the fuck is this?
Furthermore, Cardi has already told us what kind of artist he is, letting us know that he never likes to conform to whatever the crowd is doing. And the artists from the previous generations, along with their music and status, are already solidified. So what's the point in being a modern version of something that's already been done? We are already infected with enough of Hollywood.
And the thing is, the thing I love about artists today, such as Cardi and Tyler and a lot of the people I named already, is like, you can never guess what they're gonna do next. Like, if you ask me what I think Cardi album is gonna sound like, I can say one thing and then be totally wrong. But like, I wouldn't even know what to say. Like, even with throughout his singles, like, it's been different sounds. Like, he got that 2024 music, like, that's my favorite song. But then he got that deep gritty ass shit like Hood by Air and shit. And then it's like that melodic shit he got, I was looking for Benji. Whatever that shit called.
Weird's obsessive need to remake every fucking thing under the sun. And I think it's pointless to compare every fucking thing under the sun. And I think it's pointless to compare Cardi to MCs like Nas or Jay-Z.
Of course.
Because musically, I'd argue that he's closer to being more like Madonna or...
Yo, you really just said that. That's crazy.
Or Jay-Z, because musically, I'd argue that he's closer to being more like Madonna or even some of the punk bands that he references throughout his Whole Lotta Red album, like Black Flag or maybe even Slayer. That's a hot take. But the similarities are present in the way that they approach artistic expression. Between Cardi and Madonna, they both push the boundaries in how they showcase their sound and look, as noted in the way that they both phase in and out of their different eras, and never let outside criticism from the fans or the media dictate how they produce their art. And this is evident in how Cardi will adopt an entirely new fashion identity with every era that he enters, from his streetwear high fashion style from his earlier years with Awful Records and the All Collective, to the vampire/gothic aesthetic to match that punk rap style from his Whole Lotta Red era, to what now seems to be him utilizing aspects of the 2000s look, but with his own twist and take on it as he prepares his audience for the new era that he's venturing into. And between him and the punk bands from the 70s, they both represent this idea of your rules by creating music that violates the standards of tradition and embraces the more spontaneous side of music. You see, the origins of punk rock in the mid-70s were fueled by disillusionment. Bands like the Sex Pistols were not interested in clean production or the music industry's expectations. They were raw, in your face, and unapologetically themselves. And a lot of Cardi's music reflects the same attitude, and you can see how this approach plays out in his second album, Die Lit, an album that most Cardi
that's why you said that.
fans consider to be his magnum opus. The production throughout that project is very simple yet abrasive. Fans consider to see how this approach plays out in his second album, Die Lit, an album that most Cardi fans consider to be his magnum opus.
That's my
The
shit,
production
bro.
throughout that project is very simple yet abrasive at the same time.
Some of Die Lit songs went on shuffle when I was shuffling my Spotify. Them bitches was hit 10, as always. But like, I love Playboy Cardi self-titled and Die Lit so much. Like, them two will always have a place in my heart, bro.
Couple this with the distorted 808s and ad-libs, and you have an album that's a spit in the face to anyone who ever owned a Sean John velour suit or whatever the this shit is.
Yo, yes, what the fuck was done, bro?
Yeah, I'm with you. Playboy Cardi's horrible to me.
Bro, I leave him alone because I know what his fans do.
Same, but he's horrible.
But what?
Nigga said I'll leave him alone because I know what his fans do. Nigga was smart as shit for that shit. Them fans don't fucking play.
What the fuck are we talking about?
You see, Cardi's music not only embraces the chaos, but encourages the chaos. The lack of structure in his tracks, the wild ad-libs, the constant change in tempo, all of it is just anti. It's a sound that doesn't believe in rigid form. Instead, it favors creating an atmosphere where the music makes the song its own experience, and the lyrics are more like a guide of sorts to help you assimilate to the experience that's being established, placing the idea of feeling over technical prowess. And punk rock did the same because it was never about being perfect, it was about being real. The punks of yesteryears and Cardi are an evolvement of the genres that they've rejected. The punks rejected progressive rock and created something that was more reflective of the nihilistic feeling that the youth were experiencing during that time period. And Cardi rejects traditional hip-hop, creating something that is also reflective of the nihilistic feeling that the youth today are experiencing. History, it always seems to repeat itself to some extent, but it's in this rejection of tradition that evolvement can be born. Holding on to conservative values is a fast-tracked way to approaching stagnation, specifically as it pertains to art. And just to be clear, I don't need anyone to tell me that Cardi isn't a perfect punk and that I'm just a Gen Z know-it-all. I'm fully aware that he does not embrace every tenet of punk philosophy. However, I do
but that's the point of it, is that he created his own rules, his own lane, and he literally has the freedom to do whatever he wants because he's him, bruh. And that's how I want everybody else to see it. Like, you don't have to mock what the next person is doing to get your way. Like, you can set your own rules for your shit because you're yourself and not nobody else.
Believe that, whether intentional or not, he does embody a lot of the core tenets of being punk when it comes to how he conveys his art. With an approach like this, instead of having to explain your emotions through your lyrics, Cardi's able to use his melodies along with calculated production that's tailor-made for his style to produce this unorthodox marriage that does work. So much so that a lot of established mainstream artists have reached out to him for music collaborations, or just straight up jacked his style.
Get into it, yo. Pop out with a truck. Get into it, yo.
On top of that, Cardi already has a string of clones running around the place trying to use a lot of the same
Nigga said clones and use his own artists. Hey, yo.
Elements that he does. And while some have used it to further that sound in a more positive manner, there are others who are just shameless, gentrified ripoffs. Once again, this Ian kid.
Hey, yo.
Not trying to make Cardi sound like he's putting Kendrick Lamar levels of intention into his music, but I'm saying this to say that what Cardi is doing has a lot more substance and intention behind it than you would think. So
yeah, and it's like a lot of people just discredit it because it's not as intentional lyrically, but I forgot my fucking point now. What the fuck? But it's like his music is
like he's putting Kendrick Lamar
Hold
levels.
on, let me hear what he said, because whatever he said made me want to say what I was about to say. Hold on.
This Ian kid. Not trying to make Cardi sound like he's putting Kendrick Lamar levels of intention into his music, but I'm saying this to say that what Cardi is doing has a lot more substance and intention behind it than you would think. So
yeah, I don't know what I was
while
about
we
to
have
say.
established Cardi, there is someone else out there that has recently caught my eye, and
like the importance of Cardi music to like the importance in Cardi music in this hip hop community, not hip hop, but like the rap community or the music industry and stuff, is as potent as Kendrick Lamar ability to, you know, to write a amazing track, or to you know, not storytell, but like his amazing songwriting ability. Like, there are two different abilities, but they're both very, very strong. So like I feel like people should be able to respect them in their, you know, in their favor for them. You feel me? Like, respect them in their respective lanes. Because if this nigga is just so fucking influential and this nigga over here is just amazing at storytelling, y'all shouldn't compare them and be like, yeah, Kendrick Lamar is way better than Cardi. I mean, I would think that, but like, am I gonna just sit here and just complain about Cardi because he's not an amazing storyteller and he doing it another way and being great at something else? No, I fuck with both of them. You feel me?
I'm kind of mad that I was late to the party, but I'm still glad that I got there because Doechii is f***ing nice.
Yo, shout out to my nigga Doechii, man. Man, y'all know I love fucking Dolce on this channel, man. Oh my gosh, bruh. I'm so glad somebody said this because I've been thinking this too. But the crazy thing is both of these people, Dolce and Cardi, was definitely the two people I'm like, yeah, they have what it takes to be like superstar level. You feel me? Cardi damn near already there. Dolce is stepping in the room. You feel me? So give it like 2-3 years, bro. Even less than that. I think she dropping an album this year, if I'm not mistaken. If that shit, this an album though. That Alligator Bites Never Heals was a mixtape. So like, imagine that shit is like 10 times, not even 10, 3 times better than Alligator Bites, bro. Nigga, what? There's no way she's not going up.
For those who aren't familiar, Doechii is a rising superstar whose artistry extends beyond music.
Facts.
She's one of the first artists in a long time to actually get me excited for the future of hip-hop, which should have been no surprise, seeing how she's being developed by the legendary TDE label, the same label that also played a major role in Kendrick Lamar's rise to superstardom, an artist who has also acknowledged Doechii's talents, declaring her the hardest rapper out. And once you get to hear her for yourself, it'd be hard to disagree with Kendrick's statement. Doechii first came onto the scene with her song Persuasive, which went viral on TikTok, and from that point she started garnering millions of streams, launching herself into the mainstream spotlight. But it wasn't just the catchy hooks of her music that drew the audience in, it was the authenticity behind her music. In a genre where authenticity is often limited to just exuding bravado and being unfazed to adversity, Doechii chooses the route of vulnerability in order to demonstrate what her version of authenticity looks like. And the tricky part about authenticity is that it's rarely one-to-one in how it looks. Sometimes it's cool and other times it can be hard to look at. But Doechii straddles a line between both, and ultimately she utilizes these emotions to produce music that deals with the ebbs and flows of life, love, and identity. Just look at a song like Denial's a River. She's giving us a life update in a humorous manner to camouflage just how hectic the situations being described to us really are. In this 2.5-minute adventure, we learned about her ex being down low and cheating on her with a guy, her blown up from TikTok and finding pleasure in living a Hollywood lifestyle filled with drugs, strippers, and partying, but also letting us know that it's nothing more than a coping mechanism. It's her ability to act as a narrator for the stories about her life, including the low points along with the high points, that allows her to connect with people in ways that almost make her seem like a friend that you may not hang out with often, but when you do, it's like you just saw them yesterday. Add that up with her ability to perform so many different styles of music seamlessly and successfully, and you have an artist who's not only proven herself to be one of the most versatile, but someone who is a real student of rap in a way that I don't think many other rappers are today. And while
student of rap, that's exactly what I was saying. Like, she's studying the game, she loves to make music, and I mentioned how she's versatile. Like, you don't know what the next song is gonna sound like because they have so much diversity in their talent.
While she does wear her influences on her sleeve, you can see the potential and development of someone who's utilizing what others have done well and adding her own spin to it. And I really believe that she could be the great bridge between the youth and the older generation more than any of her other peers, because when you look at her career and how she's moving, her story is somewhat reminiscent of the traditional come-up story for a rapper, but it also has the healthier aspects of today's new route for artists. She could have easily just ridden the wave of a TikTok song and then rushed to get signed by a major, who would then try to recoup their bread as fast as possible without attempting any real artistic development with her. Instead, she chose to put quality over quantity, and her live performances are a great example of this. Her energy on stage is magnetic. She really performs her songs in the way that you'd want an artist to. None of that too cool for school or letting the backtrack do most of the work. It's real performance art, down to
Nigga, I gotta watch that Wait performance one more time, bruh. But every time she performs, what's that song called? Nissan Altima, bro. That shit amazes me every time. Like, she's literally rapping every word, bruh. And sometimes, like, on the Tiny Desk, that shit was faster than the actual version. So it's like, I could barely rap that shit, bruh. That shit, yo, that flow, she was going crazy, like, fast as fuck, and it was long as fuck.
to the emotive faces and great usage of voice tone and inflections. And every song she performs is treated as its own episode of sorts. And the emotions that you're meant to feel are felt on a more intense level when you're experiencing her music live. And it's this type of respect for artistry that builds a connection with the audience, drawing in fans from all walks of life, making her music so much more impactful. And like the gift that keeps on giving, her talent doesn't end with just her music. She embraces the physical side of artistry as well, tapping into more theatrical depictions of herself, whether it's through a photo shoot or her music videos.
Hey yo, I forgot all about that shit.
To create a world filled with bold aesthetics and layered narratives that make for an enjoyable form of escapism whenever you're presented with it. Because it's not only entertaining, it also gives us insight into how she views the world in her own weirdo, unique way. And by showcasing this type of visual side, she's almost guaranteed to make you feel something definitive. And that's the ultimate telltale sign of a superstar artist. They can grab your attention and cause you to interact with either them directly or their art. But regardless of whether it's Cardi or Doechii or someone else, I really do hope that the next superstar gets established pretty soon, because we're nearing the halfway point in this decade and we still don't have a unanimous lead figure yet. And in my opinion, having the right people be the face of a genre helps to keep it in the forefront of the public's mind. And as someone who loves hip-hop, I hope it continues to prosper once those who've been holding it down don't want to run that race anymore.
Yeah, it looked like it's about to be done for J. Cole too anyways. Low key, Drake too. Honestly, like, it don't seem like he has, I don't know, I feel like after the beef shit, like he been low key hiding. Like, I don't know. But Kendrick, he's still thriving. But who do y'all think, like, besides Doechii and Cardi, who else do y'all think has the ability to be a superstar? I'm a huge fucking Smino fan. I don't know if I would put him up there. But like, it's possible because his music stands for himself. Like, he's another versatile one. Like, but just the superstardom, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Who is some Denzel? Oh, I could see that. Cause he made a good point when he was talking about Doechii. Like, he Denzel Curry does kind of bridge the gap between the new school and the old school. So I could definitely see that too. But at the same time, I don't know. Do you have like the I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't. Like, it's even hard for me to say like Smino, and that's my favorite artist. But like, of course I can imagine it, but at the same time, it's like certain things gonna have to change for him, because he's not really he not really like a mainstream person, like. But he, a lot of times when it come to like the superstars, I can't say that because Doechii don't do that, but like a lot of superstars have to like, they're forced to like make hits and shit. Like, it's gonna have to be some hits there in order for you to be a superstar. But Doechii isn't a superstar just yet, but she's just on the way to be, I feel like. People be saying Baby Keem, and honestly, I just don't see it. Honestly, they've been saying that for like 4 or 5 years. I love Baby Keem, but it's just like, nah, bruh. I just can't see it. I just can't see it being him. Lil Baby was a no too. That was another one that people were saying. I don't know, bruh. You'll say they forcing. Yeah, I don't know, bruh. I can't really see. They just gonna have to do it, bro. Honestly, his flow annoying. I could see his voice being annoying, but how a flow gonna be annoying? Like, but yeah, let me know how y'all feel about this video. Drop in the comments if y'all have anybody in mind that y'all think can run this hip hop genre as a superstar. You feel me?